Hello, welcome. We're going to do another face-off today. Two straights today as well. So what I've got for you is this Es-Ese. They're made by Mr Ern, and he's a famous company. And it says on the blade, it says the famous Es-Ese razor. And I've probably had about 4 of these. I've got a mint one stashed away somewhere. Just great razors basically. Every single one I've had, once I've got it all nice and set, been great razors, great shavers. I especially like the no stabiliser kind of stance on it. There's not really even a shoulder on it at all. It's literally just a straight blade. Sits lovely on the home. It's just a great razor basically. On the one side it says the 31118. Sorry, 3118. Now I got this shave ready off of somebody off of eBay on a synthetic, and when I looked under it, under the scope, I wasn't sure that the bevel was set properly, and it's not particularly HT in, so it might have to go backwards a bit. But hey up, he kind of, in his listing he seemed like you know what he was talking about, but as I always say, the proof is in the pudding. And it's got a battered box. It's falling to bits literally, but it is the original box. That side's trying to come off there. But it is the original box. No ends. Well, one end, but literally. It's no good as a box basically. And the other razor is one I've had for quite a long time now. Mainly it's took this long because, well, it had the most slightest of frowns when it's really not meant to have. So this is a Wutz Wheatsheaf, hand forged, and see the shape of the spine. It's got a lovely smile to it. Some of my most favourite razors are smilers, and yeah, this had a slight frown on it. It's really strange. So it's took me a long time to delicately, yeah, that's near enough, get it out, and it has took me quite a while, I must say. But then I ain't been doing a lot of honing, but I managed to get some done today. So, and it says on the back side, manufactured only at Wheatsheaf Works, Sheffield. So there's quite a famous works as well, the Wheatsheaf Works, and they did numerous decent razors. Yeah, WUTZ. Wheatsheaf, hand forged, and in a weird way it reminds me of the Japanese razors, the SK1, and I think they did some other numbers, SK2, SK3, and obviously it's not as an extreme smile as them, but I don't know, it just gives me that kind of impression. So I'm excited to shave with that, and that's pretty much popping hairs, that is, down nearly all of the blade, which is what you want. And today we're going to be shaving with Capt Fawcetts. Let's try and say the word today. Scapicchio. God. Oh dear. Scapicchio. Oh dear me. Well, anyway, it's a nice soap, and it's made by the dude that I get most of my moustache wax off, Capt Fawcetts. It's a pretty decent company. It's a lovely smell. Just give it a good shake off and get to work on the old lava. I haven't used this one for a while. As you can see, I've got a fair amount of gruff, just busy bee at work. I don't like just like sort of, what would you call it? Well, I like to savour my shaves. So if I can't kind of fit it in a relaxing manner, I'll just wait, kind of thing. But I don't like really getting to this stage of gruff, but girls are out, so I can have a nice little chill shave. You know, I can't shave in the morning, it's way too busy with everybody getting ready and whatnot, so it just works out whatever way it does, really. I don't seem like that's lavering up that well today. Proof is in the pudding though, put it on the face. I've just done normal prep, warm shower, 10 minutes. Get my hair nice and warm, relaxed. Let's see what we can do. Hope you've all been well. Our weather's still been a bit tapped for the time of year. Things down my allotment are just not growing. I went down there and got some elephant garlic growing, with garlic as well. You don't know what elephant garlic is, it's just like the cousin of garlic, but it's more like a leek actually, I think, genetically. But anyway, you can cut it up and put it into your salads straight away. You don't have to cook it in any manner, it's mild enough. It's got a nice taste to it. And obviously it's quite big as well. Keeps just like garlic. So it's a welcome addition to the allotment. And anyway, it went to seed. And I was looking at it thinking, right, well, that's normally the time to get it out for me anyway. Some people just cut the seed stalks off, but me, I like to get it out. And I'm lucky I did, because it was gearing up to rot. One of them was definitely just about to rot. Another week and it would have all started rotting properly. And basically, I lost my crop. And that's 2 years in the making, that is. Somebody gave me a few bulbs, I just broke it up. And last year I basically didn't have any to eat, I just saved it all for seed. So this year I've got plenty to eat and plenty for seed next year. Because if you don't know, you just keep the garlic bulb and plonk it in the ground about November. Well, October, but by November. I think they kind of say something about the 1st of November. Got delightful smell, quite a manly sort of smell going on with this Captain Fawcetts. Scapicchio. Scapicchio. No offence. I love the Italians. I think I've actually got some Italian blood in me. From some migrations many moons ago. Right, well I'm going to shave right-handed with a Wheatsheaf because that's the one I'm excited to shave with. And as suspected, she's a beaut. Oh, that's impressive. I've got another one of these that's better than this, like condition wise, and this one's good. Heel's good. So I've still been doing my fasting, and I've modified my fasting now to take out more carbs. As a general rule of thumb, I'm only having 1 hit of carbs a day now. I don't know if I said, but my wife was diagnosed with the dietary condition that is pre-diabetes. So I've basically pretended that I've got it. And I'm losing weight, not muscle, and I feel like I'm getting stronger and my energy is way more regulated. We are all being massively conned into eating too many carbs. As if it's normal to munch on carbs all day. Because it's totally not. So it's been an interesting little journey in itself. I started off at about 95 kilo. I'm down to 91 kilo now. It's come off quite steady, considering most days I'm only really eating once a day, or at least within a 3-hour time slot. So this is the prime example of a razor that wasn't popping hairs too great at all, but he's shaving like a baby's bum. That's why sometimes I don't really adhere too much to that HTT test, as there's like, don't get me wrong, if it's doing that, it's good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad in any way, like in any way whatsoever, but not all razors have to do it to shave really well. I've experienced it a lot now. Lovely. Both sides. Really does go to prove, again, because it's been proved multiple times to me. A lot of people, well, sorry, not a lot of people, but I get sort of, I don't know, 3 or 4 emails, sometimes a week actually, but let's just say a month, saying, what's a good razor to start out with? Da 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 da. Well, these Es-Ese is the one, because if you're planning on honing, you've got no stabiliser to worry about. Most of them, some of them do come with like the tiniest of little shoulders, but this one ain't got none. Well, it goes past the shank anyway, because I think technically that's called a shoulder, but you know what I mean. The steel is top notch. You know, in a way I kind of expect this to be a mixture of some you know, like Spanish, gee whiz, Swedish ore, because it's just always great, and that goes for most Ern razors. But these ones were, I can understand why they were called them the famous one, because like I said, I think this is my 4th. I've got one that's mint with a mint, well, near mint box, that I'm keeping hold of for a while because I really like them. And I've got nothing but good words. Seriously, every single shave I've ever had one, and that ain't totally passing the HT test, especially like this part. Well, actually, it was a few places all over it didn't really pop my wife's hair, because that's the one I use. My wife's hair is my judgment, because she's got relatively long hair, so it's a bit easier. And I'm losing mine, so oh, it's precious. I tell you, it's precious. The soap's just dried out a tiny bit. Mr Dapper Shaves, if you haven't seen his channel, check it out. He is top boy to me. And I've just seen today that Martin Test Shaves is going away. So, little mention to him. I hope he has a good time. Need to pop him a message. I think he's going to go and see a lady friend in the faraway shores. And he's clever as well, because he's going with 2 other women. So if it all fails, he's got the other 2. I'm joking, Martin. Right. It's not really gone on that thick, but it's good enough. Right, where's Mr Wheatsheaf? Like I said, I've got another one that's better than this, better condition, just a tiny bit more blade as well, because like I said, this had a little bit of a hollow. Sorry, a frown, that's what I meant. Excuse me, I've just eaten. I had somebody buy a razor off me. It's one of my Bengals actually. I've had quite a few come through me, and he got it like, and I said to him, don't strop it before you use it or anything, like just put it straight to your face like after you've done your normal routine or whatever new routine you're trying, if it's your first sort of straights and that. And he had a wonderful shave, obviously probably a bit tentative, but he had a wonderful shave with it, but then ruined it on the strops afterwards. Said he did about 40 laps. You know, I don't know what lever he did it on either, but sadly he ruined the edge. But don't sort of get too disheartened by it, because I ruined, when I say ruined, it's probably the wrong word, but I kind of got at least 2 shave ready razors that I got ready and then kind of wrecked the edge a bit with my stropping technique. And long and short of it, generally, it's because you've got too slack. Well, it's too slack or too much pressure on the blade, on the edge, and generally, you've kind of rolled the edge over. And if you have done that, sometimes you can resurrect it going back to a 5, but you definitely get it back going to a 2. That's why I kind of always say, if you can, financially, almost try and start out with 3 straight razors that are shave ready, and then you've got a lot more scope for that kind of sort of issue. And some people get stropping straight away, you know, and they've just got the knack for it. Some people it just takes a little bit of time, but I always say just start off slow, man, and just try and concentrate on what you're actually doing, like, you know, the fluid motion of it. You know, some people try and go way too quick to start off with the old strop. Don't copy the old movies. They'd have wrecked all their razors if they were doing it for real. Makes a very interesting noise, that does. Close to the ear. Right, that's about it. So, just tidy everything down, wash everything. Let's have a bit of a compare. I hate to say it, but whenever I think it, I'll say it in my head anyway, but I ain't had a nick now for ages. Oh, it's very close indeed. Can't really, if I was going to be really judgmental, I'd say the Wheatsheaf has probably just done it in my problem areas. My hair goes that way just there. Let's see if I can try and get a little bit of it. I never normally really bother because it don't bother me, but let's give it a whirl. Have to be a bit more sort of concentrated because it's a different angle of attack that I'm used to. Let's make sure the handle's out of the way. Can we make sure it's not going to hit nothing? No, it didn't. Again, that's what you got to make sure. You got to make sure when you do, do your stroke, that the handle's not going to catch on any part of your body. Because I've done it a couple of times. You know what I mean? That's when you can, jut the blade into you a bit, which is not what you want. Nah, see, you're just not gaining. You're not gaining nothing for the effort, in my opinion. I know everybody's a bit different with that, and they want to get it so it's whatever all the way across everywhere, but I've never bothered about that. But if you've got any suggestions, I'm open to them. Right, that's it. Like I said, wash everything down, dry everything off, give it a sort of 20-25 laps on the old strop that's next to me, and just make sure everything's dry basically before you pack it down. Old Martin test shaves, he uses little sort of pipe cleaners in between the blade, like getting in between it. Dapper Shave says he hair dries his. I generally I do put a piece of tissue through there and through there, but then I generally just put it somewhere where it's open like that, because kind of that's the most open it can be in terms of the joint. And then I just leave it overnight, and then I kind of, well, just give it an inspection basically the next day before I pack it away. That's about it really. Right, I love you and leave you. Hope you had a super day. If you're starting off the day, I hope it's a good one. See you later. Toodaloo.